Every once in a while, I come across a JRPG that really surprises me, and this one snuck up on me, and one I really want to try, but from what I'm reading, this might be a modern classic, so let's take a look. Chain Echoes, developed by Matthias Linda and published by Deck 13, is available today on Steam, GOG, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. So pretty much, if you want it, it's out there for you. And the best part about it, if you happen to have Game Pass, well, it's on Game Pass as well, on the PC Game Pass, and of course, the Xbox Game Pass. So honestly, if you have Game Pass, play it right now. From what I've been seeing, and I will be streaming this game to my channel. So, by the way, I stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. If you want to check it out, I will be streaming this game. But Chain Echoes takes a lot of inspiration from what I've seen so far, three major areas. And these are three great games to take inspiration from. Xenogears, Chrono Trigger, and it looks like a little bit of, Lufia thrown in there as well. There's a lot of very strong inspirations from the classic Super Nintendo. Matter of fact, even in their own marketing material, they seem to really put that out there. They're like, hey, this is a homage to the Super Nintendo era of games. And you might be saying to yourself, like, well, what's the big deal? I mean, there's a lot of games out there that try to replicate the old Super Nintendo era, but they're not constrained by it. So instead of trying to make a game that looks like a Super Nintendo, it's inspired, but they're using modern technology and modern sprite work that is unchained from the limitations of trying to be like a one-to-one connected to the Super Nintendo or the Genesis era. And it looks beautiful. I mean, these graphics and the smoothness of animation, I'm always a sucker for good pixel animation, and this definitely has it. Their battle system is pretty in-depth. It is a turn-based battle system, but everything matters and it's done in a logical manner. So what I mean by that is that, of course, you got to have like the frontline fighters in front, the backline fighters in the back, but also, while it is action turn-based, there's a meter called the overdrive system, which means if you wanted to jump in line and then, attack the enemies a bit earlier, you can do that. But if you do it too much, your overdrive will actually fail, and that gives the advantage to the enemies. So it's about balancing, following normal JRPG mechanics, moving the characters around slightly depending on their strengths and weaknesses, and most importantly, using the overdrive system to the best advantage that you can, so therefore you don't put yourself in a bad situation, which leads to a lot of different situations and probably some great boss battles. And from what I've been reading with the story seems interesting and well written. I've been kind of peeking on a couple people's streams here and there, and I've checked out a little bit of a couple reviews, and from a consistent thing I've been hearing is that it's a very adult written game. And I don't mean adult like they're saying cuss words or anything. They're talking about more like a maturely written, smartly written game where characters have nuance. There's NPC characters you might meet occasionally, but they have personalities. You can have a little bit of a backstory on them. Like, everyone's not really one note. So while it's taking inspiration from the old Super Nintendo era of JRPGs, it luckily isn't taking the one-noteness of the NPCs of those games as well. People feel more lived in. People feel like they have more to them than just the one or two lines of dialogue many of the NPCs around towns and villages and quests tend to have in those style of games. It has very much a Xenogears type of, overall thought process to it, where you have these mechs and it's about political intrigue and the warring factions and of course the monster slaying and everything on top of that. So it's a mishmash of all these innovations and inspirations all together into this game. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out, and I will stream this game, but I just wanted to kind of use my small platform as it is to kind of give this game a bit of a little boost. And if you played this game before and you've been trying it right now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if this is the first time you're hearing about this game, check it out. And what do you think? And as always, thank you for being awesome.